Now on CoastTV News.
It's a mild and muggy start with lots of clouds this morning and some fog as well. A warm front means highs in the 80s for some today. Moisture from Helene will bring rain beginning Friday and affecting weekend plans. Details coming up.
Restoring Delaware shorelines, I'll tell you about an upcoming meeting that will go over the economic impacts and cost of beach nourishment.
A clash at Crisfield Crab Fest. We're going to show you how it got pretty tense between supporters of Maryland Senate candidates Larry Hogan and Angela Alsobrooks.
September in the first state, President Joe Biden will visit our coast, making it 4 straight weekends in Delaware.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, I'm Paige Marley. It's Thursday, September 26, 2024.
Yeah, I think muggy, we've been talking about it. If you're just joining us, maybe you've been outside for a little bit. It is a good way to describe what you feel when you walk out that door today.
Yeah, definitely. I would say AC in the car a little bit, AC in the house a little bit.
I was wondering about that, Paige, because we've had the windows open, trying to save a little bit on that bill there, but might have to flip it back on today.
It gets a little sticky inside,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I hate that feeling. But yeah, let's bring in Bob right now. Bob, maybe just a little kick of the AC to help get rid of that mugginess.
I think so. Flip on the AC to reduce some of the humidity and cool it off a little bit too, because it will be near 80 degrees later on today. This morning we're worried about a little bit of fog. We have that around Ocean City, coastal Delaware too, around 3 miles visibility. Ocean City has been as low as about a mile, so watch out. Some lower visibility there, but better in other places. Otherwise, lots of clouds. We could be seeing a little bit of drizzle, patchy drizzle falling out of this cloud deck across the area, but the steadier rain is back to our west, along and west of I-95 near D.C., up near Baltimore. And it looks like that's where the rain will be staying today, as we do have a warm front to our south, slowly moving to the north, and that will bring in warmer air into the afternoon. Low 70s out the door, so it's very mild. It's muggy, and there's a southeast wind too, and that southerly component to that wind will continue to bring in the warmth and humidity today. We have a lot of clouds out there. Temperatures in the low 70s this morning, and that fog will burn off as we go through the mid-morning hours. And as we go into the afternoon, sun breaks in the clouds. Low 80s, maybe as warm as 83 in Salisbury, but cooler lower 70s at the coast, and definitely more clouds than sun. But the UV index is, the UV is still poking through those clouds. It's low to moderate. It's only a 3 today. Burn time 40 minutes, but still keep that SPF 30 handy. You can still get burned through the clouds, and we're in that medium range right through the upcoming weekend.
Thank you, Bob. And Bob, I know you're tracking Helene, so let us show us some of the impact she is bringing. This is Mexico. The storm packed maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour when this was shot. It churned in the eastern Gulf of Mexico off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. Several streets were flooded. Fallen trees were reported throughout the area. And tourists in Mexico were hoping to secure flights back home, but they found canceled, delayed flights. Several airlines have taken measures to ensure the safety of passengers and staff due to the bad weather.
Beaches closer to home are, of course, one of the treasures of the Delaware coast. From locals to visitors, many enjoy spending time on the sand and in the water. But of course, in order to keep the beaches clean and up to date, beach nourishment plays a major role. Yeah,
CoastTV News reporter Lisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. Lisa, Denrek is looking into the economic benefits of beach nourishment.
I'm currently in Rehoboth Beach, and coastal communities like this one rely on the beaches to survive. And without projects like beach nourishment, the beaches would be destroyed by erosion, and people simply won't want to come here. Tonight, Denmark will be hosting a virtual meeting that will go over a study that analyzes the economic impacts and benefits of beach nourishment, as well as shoreline management. The study will develop cost-share ratios based on these benefits to be presented to policymakers as possible avenues for future cost sharing. Delaware's beaches and dunes protect public and private infrastructure, including houses and roads, from wave action that causes erosion during coastal storms. Denmark says participants will learn about how findings and results will be used in the future.
Now, we see a lot of our beaches over time become smaller and smaller due to erosion and storms.
And Elisa, you spoke with a business owner in Rehoboth Beach about the importance of that beach nourishment.
Yeah, Paige, we're going to hear from that owner a little bit later on, but without the beach, there would be no tourism, and without tourism, there wouldn't be any customers to support these local stores, so they all rely on beach nourishment. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Elisa Weber, for that. It was over 4 months ago that Delaware beaches got a boost from the federal government with taxpayer money. We're talking $10 million worth. It was for protection projects. This in the hopes to restore stretches of the state's 29 miles of coastline by building storm systems to protect communities, more specifically along the bay, areas that include Slaughter Beach and Lewis.
Happening today, it's the latest in Dewey Beach's efforts to stop their streets from flooding during periods of rain. The town's infrastructure committee could take action and recommend a proposal to the council from Beacon Engineering of Georgetown. Beacon's plan calls for 2 infiltration trenches to be constructed on Jersey Street. Town officials and people CoastTV spoke with over the summer say a tidal gate system that was installed to prevent flooding has not been working.
Developing news out of Milford, that's where the winds could be changing when it comes to that city's view of recreational marijuana. About a year ago, council members and former Mayor Archie Campbell seemed in favor of allowing cannabis businesses, but that may no longer be the case. On Wednesday, current Mayor Todd Culotta told CoastTV News that he's hoping for a marijuana ordinance which may ban recreational sales. A public comment session on the proposal scheduled for next month.
From Milford now to Ocean View, the town wants to change and limit where people can smoke. A potential ordinance could ban all types of smoking in public places, giving police the power to enforce those bans. People CoastTV spoke with in Ocean View fall on both sides of this subject.
An entire ban is sort of extreme in my eyes. Like, we're at the park here, I see the signs. That to me makes sense.
I think it's a great idea. I'd really like to have a smoke-free park. I'd like to have a smoke-free world.
And this now brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, where should coastal towns permit smoking?
All right, here's the updated results, I should say. Nowhere in public, still the leader with 48%, but we got a decent distribution with the other choices there, designated spaces and anywhere outdoors. You can still vote if you haven't yet at coasttvnews.com or our mobile app.
So the gloves came off at the Taw's Crab and Clam Bake in Crisfield on Wednesday. We're going to show you some video of an altercation between supporters of former Governor Larry Hogan and union protesters. The union interrupted Hogan as he met with attendees, including Miss Wheelchair Maryland. But union members said that was never their intention. Hogan is facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks to fill an open U.S. Senate seat. Both candidates say that event is supposed to be about hearing the concerns of Eastern Shore voters.
The whole time I was governor, when I first ran in 2014, I said no longer was the Eastern Shore going to be forgotten and neglected, that we were going to, make sure that they got their seat at the table, and that's exactly what happened for 8 years. I don't think anyone's ever focused on the shore more.
I am not unfamiliar with the areas of families on the Eastern Shore. I've been here many, many times. The need to have access to health care. I understand here on the shore that there's been a real concern around specialists who can provide the kind of health care that is necessary, having transportation investment.
And flooding actually played a minor role during the festivities. Organizers do say that one vendor tent had to be moved due to that rising water there in Crisfield.
Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, they continue their swings across battleground states, encouraging voters to get out the vote.
Yeah, as NBC's Bree Jackson shows us, it's on a day that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is making another pitch for U.S. support in his nation's war with Russia.
So the facts remain.
In an exclusive interview with MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle, Vice President Harris laid out her economic vision if elected.
When we look at a plan such as mine that is about investing in the middle class, investing in new industries, that the overall economy is stronger and everyone benefits.
Harris is seeking to erase former President Trump's lead when it comes to who voters trust on the economy. While in Pennsylvania, she outlined her $100 billion plan to boost investments in manufacturing and blasted her opponent's policies.
Almost 200,000 manufacturing jobs were lost during his presidency, making Trump one of the biggest losers ever on manufacturing.
The former president made his case while speaking to supporters in another battleground state, North Carolina.
Ask yourself, is anything less expensive than it was 4 years ago?
Mr. Trump also criticized the current administration for its handling of the ongoing war in Ukraine.
Biden and Kamala allowed this to happen by feeding Zelensky money and munitions like no country has ever seen before.
Despite that pushback, Ukraine's President Zelensky is urging allies to provide more assistance.
I think every leader, every country that supports us in this, that understands us.
Today, Zelensky will lay out his victory plan during meetings at the White House and on Capitol Hill. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And on Friday, President Biden is scheduled to spend the weekend here along our coast. This will be his 11th visit to his North Shore's home just this year. It's the 4th consecutive weekend he'll be in his home state. Biden was at his home in Wilmington for the previous 3 visits this month. A temporary flight restriction goes into effect tomorrow afternoon. Well, right now we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, Paige, coming up, barges, boats, boosters. How all that is linked to a plan to move rockets at NASA's Wallops Island facility.
It's not every week that a girl from Delmarva is in a movie, but for Zoe Ziegler, that is exactly what happened. Brandon Ferguson.
Hi, this is Paul Williams, Chief Meteorologist at Coast TV, and I'm inviting you to join me on Sunday, September the 29th at 10 a.m. at the Cape Henlopen State Park for the inaugural Walk for Prostate Cancer. As a prostate cancer survivor, I know firsthand how important it is to raise awareness and support those battling this disease. Let's walk together, get screened, and raise funds for the Delaware Prostate Cancer Coalition. For more details, visit coasttv.com.
Not happy with your home's builder-grade gas fireplace? Let Shegrin Home Comfort Products upgrade your fireplace with a new one from Mendota, Regency, or Cozy Heat. These gas fireplaces add both warmth and aesthetic to your home. Shegrin has plenty of different styles and sizes to choose from. What are you waiting for? Start your fall fireplace project now before it's too late. Stop in one of our local showrooms or give us a call at 302-644-7700 to see how Shegrin Home Comfort Products can warm up your home.
This economy has been hard on our wallets, but not on Angela Alsobrooks. CNN reports she dodged at least $16,000 in property taxes, illegally taking tax deductions she didn't qualify for. She even took a benefit meant for low-income seniors. But Alsobrooks wants us to pay more, including higher Social Security taxes. Angela Alsobrooks, higher taxes for you, illegal tax breaks for her. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Make sure your neighborhood feels like home with landscaping and property services by Herker Property Maintenance. We combine science and art to create and maintain the landscape masterpiece you've always dreamed of. We can handle the largest developments and commercial properties all over and provide a consistent data evaluation to keep your property perfectly maintained. Clean, innovative, fast, reliable, from landscaping to pavement services and everything in between. Take an innovative approach with Herker Property Maintenance.
It's not every week that a girl from Delmarva is in a movie, but for Zoe Ziegler, that is exactly what happened. Brandon Ferguson has her story on this week's Coastal Connections.
It's a big movie starring a local from Selbyville. Janet's Planet is the name. Zoe Ziegler is a 12-year-old girl with a passion for acting.
I like memorizing the lines.
Zoe's mother, Carla, tells us this all started out of a mere coincidence, but Zoe became one of 100 young girls to audition.
They're having a really hard time finding the right child for it. And she goes, and I just think Zoe would be perfect. And I was like, well, I'll talk to her and see, and that's where it started. It's like a very heartfelt movie. It's an down-to-earth movie. It's real.
Zoe plays the daughter Lacey in the film, a character she can relate to in more ways than one.
Well, Lacey really likes nature, and so do I. And she likes to be outdoors and stuff, and I like that too.
What is it?
But for other kids looking to get into showbiz, Carla advises.
Yeah, I think if opportunity knocks, or if you and you're like, that would never happen, just go for it, try it, you never know.
This is just the beginning. Zoe tells us her next movie involves shooting alongside a wolf. Brandon Ferguson, Coastal Connections, Selbyville.
Coastal Connections is sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath, designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Bath by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Foul odors, discolored water, are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
As I get older, I was getting a little off balance. Got recommendations for Bath by Spicer Brothers. I love my shower. It's perfect for me. My favorite part was probably how quick and easy it was. They came in the morning and they were done by afternoon. I definitely wanted the grab bars. They also put the seat in, which was very nice. The wand is good, especially if you're sitting. So much safer to get in and out of now. It seems like my showers are quicker that way. So it's perfect.
Time is 6:17. We have a great looking live shot here of the marina in Cambridge. Just one of my favorites of all the cameras that we use. And Bob, your buddy, my buddy, he has a big event this weekend. It's an outdoor event.
Yes, and you will be partaking in it, Matt. That's right. We hope that the weather cooperates. It is the Walk for Prostate Cancer, and that is in Cape Henlopen State Park. So join Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, and Matt Pensick will be out there as well. And we're looking at clouds, and it could be a little rainy, so bring your raincoat and umbrella. That kicks off at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and we're looking at 74 degrees that day, so I think it will be on the mild side. We are looking at rain the next few days, not every day seeing a light rain. In fact, today only a 20% chance of seeing that. We're up to 50% on Friday. Some of that moisture from Helene will work in with the front, give us rain there. 25% chance of rain on Saturday, and then it does jump up to 60% Sunday, 70% Monday as we have an upper level low moving through with the moisture from Helene keeping the showers going. Still some coastal impacts along the coast. The full moon is fading, and so is the onshore flow, but still coastal flood advisory, Sussex County. This goes until Thursday evening, maybe Little Assawoman Bay, Indian River Inlet. Could see a little bit of inundation there. And also for the eastern shore, you have a coastal flood advisory until 1 a.m. on Friday. So at time of high tide, watch out for maybe a little bit of flooding. Otherwise, we're looking at clouds this morning. A little bit of fog, had some lower visibility in Ocean City. Watch out for that. Otherwise, maybe a few little sprinkles for the eastern shore. More of a steady rain along and west of I-95 near D.C. and Baltimore right now, as we have a warm front lifting our way, and this will bring in much warmer air for today. And look at the range stretching down through the Tennessee Valley all the way into the southeast. We're looking at temperatures right now into the lower 70s, so it's a mild and muggy start to the day with light winds. So Futurecast has us in the clouds. That fog should lift by mid-morning, and now by late morning we're already into the upper 70s, and with the help of a little bit of sun this afternoon, we're into the lower 80s inland areas, 70s at the coast, but it's going to be more clouds than sun today. And as we go through the overnight, it's lots of clouds, still muggy and mild temperatures into the 70s. Then we go into Friday, and we'll see a frontal system stall over the top of us and then bring a chance of rain into the evening hours. Could be pretty wet for Friday evening football games, and then breezy, still some showers into Saturday. Here is powerful Hurricane Helene, still a Category 1 storm, winds at 90 miles per hour, but this is a storm that's 700 miles wide, and it will explode over very warm water as we go through today, becoming a major hurricane and making landfall somewhere around Tallahassee and the Big Bend of Florida later today and this evening as a Category 4, maybe winds of at least 120 miles per hour, storm surge of at least 15 feet, so it could be devastating devastating for them. Otherwise, it does move into the Atlanta area, then becomes a remnant low across the Tennessee Valley, and then gets caught up with an upper level low. It's all a little complicated, but we are looking at that heavy rain Friday into early Saturday. I think we'll see some sun on Saturday as well, and then the upper level low with Helene's moisture continues that rain threat into early next week. Not a ton of rain through Sunday. We're looking at about a half an inch or so, and we'll tack on a little more early next week. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 80 today with the clouds, and then the rain, the moisture from Helene Friday into Saturday. I think we'll see some sun on Saturday. We're back to 81 there, and then 76 Sunday with more showers and still kind of rainy Monday and Tuesday. Dries out Wednesday finally with mostly cloudy skies and 74 degrees.
Bob, thank you so much. We now have an update on a story that we reported to you last week. Now, this morning, 2 teenagers from Millsboro are facing serious charges after an armed robbery at a convenience store. State police say 15-year-olds entered the Uncle Willie's store on John J. Williams Highway last week. They demanded money and tobacco and left with cash. One of those teens turned himself in on September 23rd, and the second followed the next day. Both are now being held at Stevenson House Detention Center on secured bonds, and they face several felony charges, including armed robbery and possession of a firearm during a crime.
We have another arrest to tell you about. This one's pretty wild. It was in western Sussex County where a 33-year-old Greenwood man now facing several felony charges from a big crash Tuesday night in Delmar. Now, according to Delaware State Police, Clifford Davis was the man who left a Sussex Community Corrections work crew on Tuesday. And later, get this, he stole a pickup truck, and in his attempt to get away, David got in a crash on Whitesville Road. He left the scene as police continued to search for him. He was arrested yesterday morning when state police found him near the Laurel Salt Barn on Route 13, and David was committed to Sussex Correctional Institution on a $21,000 secured bond.
Milton drivers, get ready for a road closure. It's set to take effect next week. DelDOT announced there will be lane closures at Route 1 and Route 16 beginning Tuesday, October 1st. Daytime closures throughout the weekdays for Route 1. But then there will be lane closures all 7 days for Route 16, both from 6 p.m. until 7 a.m. DelDOT continues to work on Route 1 southbound pavement, embankment, bridge, and ramps. This whole project expected to be complete in 2025.
Coming up, boosters on a barge. You heard that. We'll tell you about a proposal linked to NASA's Wallops Island facility. Coast TV News Today returns in a moment.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
As a comptroller of the state of Maryland, I view part of my job as identifying opportunities for people in every community across our state. And that's why I'm excited about Maryland Saves, a free and easy retirement savings option employers can offer their employees and make saving easier for Marylanders. Find out if your business qualifies for a $300 incentive and learn more about Maryland Saves at marylandsaves.com. Thanks, and see you soon.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
For a great shopping experience, Furniture Gallery is the place to pick up one-of-a-kind signature finds to complete your home decor. Come explore our selection of handcrafted furniture and get all the supplies you need for your own DIY projects. And through the doors is Shore Marketplace, where you'll find the most unique local shops at the beach. With over 40 local artisans, Shore Marketplace is truly a local connection you cannot afford to miss. And next door you'll find Scrub Apparel outlets. All this under one roof with easy access off Coastal Highway North.
Now, usually when you think about rockets, you might think about giant boosters powering a spaceship through the sky, but you certainly don't tend to think about the centuries-old technology of a barge. But a boat ramp in Accomack County, Virginia, they are drawing the attention of a global rocket company. Rocket Lab, which utilizes Wallops Island, wants to use barges to transport their rockets to the eastern shore. One spot they're looking at is the Queen Sound boat ramp near Chincoteague, though that would be a Plan B option. Some are worried about the size of a ramp and any added traffic to the area, but Chincoteague's mayor seems to be on board.
Hopefully they would do it in the middle of the night when it's less travel. They would also work into that plan having people staged on Chincoteague just in case the causeway was closed. If we had an emergency, there would be people over there to staff it.
Now, none of this is going to happen quickly. The Accomack County's administrator saying it's still just an idea at this point.
Rough week? Cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up now for free at coasttv.com/sign up and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Fridays. And we're joined again by First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahi. I think there are very few people out there, Bob, that would consider the conditions that we have, whether it's raining or not, as joyful.
No, but you try to make the best of everything. You know, even when it's cloudy on a fall day, I think it makes it kind of cozy, and maybe to become more inspired to clean the house on days like today. Here's your beach forecast: Assateague and Chincoteague, lots of clouds today. Temperatures only into the mid-70s. Rip current threat is still high. UV index is low to moderate. Waves of 2 to 4 feet. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, lots of clouds for you. With temperatures into the middle 70s. On the bay side, the next 3 days a little unsettled. 80 for Cambridge today, but increasing showers Friday, could linger into Saturday. That's a warm day too, 81. And for Crisfield, dry today, maybe a few storms on Friday. And then I think Saturday you could see some showers too. So the weekend not a washout, but unsettled as we're seeing the moisture from Helene. Much more in your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. Also coming up, a rude hello from Helene, making its presence felt as that hurricane continues on its path towards the U.S.
And tension at Taz Crab and Clam Bake. Supporters of both Maryland Senate candidates, Angela Alsobrooks and Larry Hogan, clash what's normally a cordial event for politicians. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Capture your favorite moments at the Coast TV photo booth. Strike a pose and snap a pic, all for free. View previous pictures and see the next event at coasttv.com under the Features tab. The Coast TV photo booth, sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Vacation starts with VA. All that you love, all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
Don't miss your big shot at huge winning with Ocean Down's Red Cup Riches. Every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday in September, 5 Club Ocean members will be selected each hour to play supersized Pong to win free play. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
I've dedicated my life to helping victims.
Seeking justice.
And justice will be served. So you're not giving up on this? Giving up? I'm just getting started.
NBC's Law and Order. New October 3rd. Set your DVR.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's a mild and muggy start with lots of clouds this morning, a little bit of fog as well. A warm front means highs in the 80s for some today. Moisture from Helene will bring rain beginning Friday and affecting weekend plans. Details coming up.
Protecting the beaches, I'll tell you about a recent study done by DENREC to analyze the economic benefits of beach nourishment.
Not so friendly in Crisfield, the scene at what was supposed to be a cordial event attended by politicians. We have reaction from both sides.
Milford marijuana. With a new leadership in the city, we have what could be a new take on recreational pot.
This is Coast TV News Today.
September 26, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Yeah, time is 6:30 as we make our way on this muggy Thursday morning.
Muggy Thursday morning. I'm trying to think of a way to spin it, and there's not.
I was hoping you would come up with something. That's why I
Thank you.
Here you go.
Normally it's like, but today it's just,
yeah,
sorry. So it's just muggy, it's regular, it's wear maybe long sleeves, and Bob, take it from here. Make it sound more exciting.
Feels like we have defaulted back to typical East Coast weather with the humidity, that air you can wear. Yeah, it has that feel this morning of the air you can wear. And there is a little bit of a visibility issue in Ocean City, 3 miles. We do have some fog there far southeast Delaware, so watch out for that fog. Pack your patience, leave extra time to get to your destination. Visibility is better inland areas. We have a lot of low clouds, maybe a little bit of drizzle falling out of this cloud deck. Not much, just a few showers across the eastern shore. The steadier rain is around Baltimore, D.C., and then west of D.C. up into the mountains. We do have warm front to the south that will slowly head our way, and that will bring more muggy conditions for today. But out the door right now, it's into the low 70s. It is kind of murky out there and a light breeze off the ocean. So Futurecast has the clouds, and I think that fog will lift by mid-morning, and then by late morning, could see a few peaks of sun, and that will get our temperatures into the upper 70s, close to 80 in Salisbury, but around 72 in Bethany Beach, and we could see some peaks of sun this afternoon and some low 80s for the inland areas. If you're strolling along the boardwalk, watch out. It could be a little slippery out there, a little wet. We've got the clouds and temperatures in the 70s this morning and a light south-southeast breeze.
Thank you so much, Bob. Now, Bob has been tracking Helene, and we have some video of how it's already affecting states in the South Atlantic. This right now is Key West, Florida. High winds there, and you can see powerful waves hitting that island. All of Florida is bracing to be hit by that big hurricane.
More calm along our coast today, and to keep the beaches a place where people can enjoy spending time, beach nourishment plays a big role.
It does. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. Elisa, Denrex looking into the economic benefit of beach nourishment.
Matt and Paige, I'm currently in Rehoboth Beach, and coastal communities like this one rely on the beach to survive. So without beach nourishment projects, the beach would be destroyed by erosion and people simply wouldn't come here. And tonight, Denrick will be holding a public meeting that will go over a study that analyzed the economic benefits of beach nourishment and shoreline management. The study will develop cost-share ratios based on these benefits to be presented to policymakers as possible avenues for future cost sharing. Delaware's beaches and dunes protect public and private infrastructure, including houses and roads, from wave action that causes erosion during coastal storms. One business owner in Rehoboth Beach says without beach nourishment, they would not be able to survive as a beach community store.
I think people are very accepting of the fact that there is beach erosion. I would point out mostly that when these big storms roll around in the fall and even sometimes in the winter when we get nor'easters, sometimes the waves will come right up to the boardwalk, and if it were not for the dunes and the beach restoration, there would be a lot more property damage.
Denrex says that participants will learn how these results will be used in the future, and that meeting will be held tonight at 6 p.m. Back to you.
All right, Elisa Weber, thank you for that. Happening today, Dewey Beach looking at a plan to stop its streets from flooding during periods of rain. The town's infrastructure committee could take action and also make a recommendation of a proposal to council from Beacon Engineering of Georgetown. Beacon's plan calls for 2 infiltration trenches to be constructed on Jersey Street. Town officials and people Coast TV spoke with over the summer say a tidal gate system that was installed to prevent flooding was not working.
Milford appears to be moving closer to setting a recreational marijuana policy. The city is looking at plans for licensing and zoning of stores for this type of pot.
Yeah, and right now in Milford, there's only a medical marijuana dispensary, but as Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, there's a lot more work to be done before any recreational stores or doors are ready to open.
Marijuana in Milford. If that's your jam, pretty soon you might be able to pick some up down at a corner pot shop. The City Council met Wednesday to debate whether or not they want to allow the sale of cannabis and consider the conditions that would come with it. Kevin Block lives in Milford and he doesn't see the harm.
It'd be a safer option, and there's already dispensaries
and anybody can get a medical card.
But he does think regulations are important.
Have a limited amount of permits, and it may be beneficial to the downtown economy.
Milford Planning Director Rob Pierce says the city is going to take some time to make sure everyone is on the same page.
The city has the ability to place conditions on some uses or prohibit certain uses or allow them. We just need to kind of figure out what direction City Council would like to go with that.
While most of our coastal communities have outright banned the sale of recreational marijuana, Milford seems to be at least entertaining the idea, though they are taking things slow. Although the Milford City Council has not made an official decision yet and won't for a little while, they're going to wait to hear from the public and the Office of Marijuana Control first. The first public comment session is scheduled for next month. In Milford, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
With just 40 days until Election Day, both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump campaigning in swing states, both taking shots at the other, of course, about the handling and the respective plans about the economy.
I intend to chart a new way forward and grow America's middle class. Donald Trump intends to take America backward.
Kamala goes to work every day in the White House. Families are suffering now. So if she has a plan, she should stop grandstanding and do it. Just do it. You have a few months left. Do it. Do it.
Now, meanwhile, the current president, Joe Biden, on Friday will be making his 11th trip this year to his North Shores home in Rehoboth Beach. It'll be Biden's 4th consecutive weekend in his home state.
A Maryland political tradition like no other. Both of the state's U.S. Senate candidates attending the Taz Crab and Clam Bake in Crisfield on Wednesday, and it's not all that festive. Check out this video of a slight altercation between supporters of former Governor Larry Hogan and union protesters. The union interrupted Hogan as he met with attendees that included Miss Wheelchair Maryland, but union members said that it was never their intention. Hogan facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks to fill an open U.S. Senate seat. Both candidates say the event was about hearing the concerns of Eastern Shore voters.
The whole time I was governor, when I first ran in 2014, I said no longer was the Eastern Shore going to be forgotten and neglected, that we were going to, make sure that they got their seat at the table, and that's exactly what happened for 8 years. I don't think anyone's ever focused on the shore more.
I am not unfamiliar with the areas of families on the Eastern Shore. I've been here many, many times. The need to have access to health care. I understand here on the shore that there's been a real concern around specialists who can provide the kind of health care that is necessary, having transportation investment.
And flooding did play a little bit of a role here, too. Organizers said actually one vendor tent had to be moved due to the rising water there in Crisfield. Got a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, a journey from New Jersey, how a lifeguard chair from the Garden State ended up on our coast.
Donation to Food Bank of Delaware, the work that can be done now thanks to one of Delmarva's largest chicken companies. CoastTV News Today is back after this.
What could you do with your new Amish tradesman pole building?
A garage, workshop, pool house, office, in-law suite, or just a big old toy box. The Amish tradesman provides free custom 3D design to reflect your vision, built with Amish quality. For nearly 20 years, our Amish crew continues to operate in southern Delaware, where we live, work, and worship. Call us today to set up your free design consultation at 302-349-5550 or get inspired online at theamishtradesman.com.
Feel the rush of adventure and the thrill of incredible savings at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $2,700 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
If you know a high school student on Delmarva with a passion for agriculture or the culinary arts,
nominate them to become a WBOC Mount Air Farm to Table Scholarship winner.
The people who grow and prepare our food are more important than ever.
We are looking for 10 graduating seniors with a passion for feeding the world like we do at Mount Air Farms.
Nominees must have a 3.5 GPA or better, be an active participant in farming or culinary programs, and spend time giving back to the community.
Go to WBOC.com to nominate today.
This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. You can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the socket fan lights with deep socket extender is yours for $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off.
Get cool fast with socket fan.
Just about 6:41. Sun's up here in about 12 to 13 minutes. You can see the Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera on the move in Laurel right now, 71 degrees, and we've got low clouds, and we also have the higher clouds too, and a little bit of blue sky as well. Here's the visibility down to 3 miles in Ocean City, and looks like some limited visibility there. Watch out, take it slow on the roads. Visibility is better in Georgetown and Salisbury. We've got temperatures into the low 70s, 70 to about 72 degrees. Has that mild and muggy feel with a southeast breeze. And we're looking at, a lot of clouds out there. A little bit of shower activity well to our west along the I-95 corridor with a warm front to our south, and that will bring in much warmer air through the day. Be careful around the bus stop with the kiddos off to school. 71 with areas of fog and 81 heading home with cloudy skies. Remember to call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone, another way to get your forecast. Sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Thank you, Bob. Making a difference in Milford, that's what two organizations are hoping to do. And on Wednesday, Purdue donated 40,000 pounds of chicken to the Food Bank of Delaware. That food bank says the protein is in high demand as it plays a key role in getting this food out to the community. It's a role that truck driver James Jackson does not take for granted.
You see everything. You see the smiles, you get cries, you get a little bit of everything. You get the full fill of the community.
And Purdue also donated $25,000 to the food bank's backpack program.
Hey, don't forget, today on DSN at 4 o'clock, it is the live broadcast of the boys high school soccer matchup between Worcester Prep and Sussex Academy. That's followed by post time at 6 and men's college soccer between Washington College and Kings. At 11, it's the final score. On DSN Plus, you can watch the Worcester Prep Sussex Academy soccer match, and here are your DSN Plus exclusives. At 5:30, Bayside Conference Field Hockey as Stephen Decatur hosts Easton. 5:30 as well, Henlopen Conference Boys Soccer when Sussex Central takes on Smyrna. At 7, high school football featuring Lake Forest and Howard.
Hey, how about here, Coast TV, Sunday night, place to be, Ravens. Fresh off a win against the Cowboys, they're back at home. They're looking for their second win of the season, and they're taking on the Buffalo Bills. Our director, Ryan, is a big Ravens fan, so he's excited about that. Should also be excited to know that coverage here on Coast TV begins at 7.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Here's what's coming up today at 4 on Coast Life.
Maybe you are all ready for spooky season and you want to contribute by making your own trailer for the Horror Trailer Challenge.
Ooh, sounds fun. And don't forget the People's Choice Country Awards happening tonight. We're going to preview who you guys nominated and who we think could be some big winners.
And maybe you haven't quite fully gotten your football fix. We're going to pump you up with some local football as well.
All that and more happening today at 4 on Coast Life.
We definitely had that Halloween feel this morning. Looks a little spooky out there with the fog and ocean view. Gutter Helm to Cam, 71 degrees, so take it slow in the fog this morning. Otherwise cloudy, mild, and muggy out there. Some 80s today, and then rain from Helene Friday and into the weekend. I'll track it all on Futurecast coming up in 2 minutes.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Are you feeling stuck and unable to live your life because of a tick-borne illness? Acupuncture is a holistic approach that can help minimize the long-term effects of tick-borne diseases such as alpha-gal.
I struggled with alpha-gal for years, and then I started a customized treatment plan at Delmarva Acupuncture, and Dr. Ashley really helped with my anxiety around food.
Acupuncture can help minimize the long-term effects of many tick-borne diseases.
To learn more about Delmarva Acupuncture and Wellness Center, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Don't mistake Nanos for cheap amplifiers. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids, which means no more having to go to a doctor and spend thousands. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Order right now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
Coastal Comfort knows there's no place like home. It's where we can be totally comfortable. Totally comfortable being ourselves, making a mess, making improvements, making strides, making memories with those we love. Totally. Big or small, at the beach, or on the farm, all along the Eastern Shore. It's home, and Coastal Comfort is always here to keep you totally comfortable.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
It's now 6:46 on your Thursday, and we're going to go now to Salisbury. Take a live look there, see what's going on. Bob, yesterday I said to you, the roads, they always look a little wet. I'm going to look at this other camera right now. They don't look wet this morning. Do they to you? I can't tell. I'm looking at all the monitors.
I think it's a reflection of the traffic light on the roads. It gives it that sheen, that shiny look. But whatever the case is, the roads could be a little wet because we do have condensation out there, some fog. Visibility 3 miles in Ocean City. It has been as low as about 1.5 miles. So watch out for limited visibility there. Leave extra time to get to your destination. But the visibility is better in Georgetown and Salisbury. Rain chances over the next 5 days. Well, we're going to be feeling indirect effects of Helene, kind of the moisture from it. So a 20% chance of rain today. It's low. We're just going to see lots of clouds, but it goes up to 50% on Friday, back to 25% on Saturday. Then we see the moisture from Helene get caught up into an upper level low, and that increases our rain chances Sunday and into Monday as well. So it's going to be around for a few days. We still have some coastal impacts, coastal flood advisory, Sussex until this evening, as we still have a light onshore wind and we have a fading full moon. So Little Assateague Bay, Indian River Inlet, some of the back bays could see a little bit of a water rise, maybe up to about 1/2 foot. And the same goes for the eastern shore too, from Cambridge down to about Crisfield. That time of high tide, watch out for a little bit of flooding. Otherwise, it's lots of clouds this morning, some of that fog as well. We're seeing some breaks too, a little bit of blue sky. The only rain we can see is around Baltimore right now, back through D.C. and into the mountains of Virginia. That's where the steady rain is. We do have a warm front to the south, and that will move through today and bring in much warmer air and muggy air. It's pretty muggy now, and look at all this rain back across the southeast as Atlanta is getting ready for a direct hit from Helene. More on that in just a second, but we're looking at temperatures in the low 70s here and a light southeast wind, and we'll see that fog lifting as we go through the mid-morning hours. Otherwise, lots of clouds today, some peaks of sun, and where that sun does come out, inland areas, lower 80s from Del Mar to Millsboro, but mainly 70s along the coast, and still pretty unsettled this evening. Lots of clouds, maybe a few peaks of blue. And then as we go into your Friday morning, lots of clouds with temperatures into the 70s. The breezes pick up out of the southeast. We start to see rain, and it could affect those Friday evening football games. Rain and the wind definitely affecting the games too as it's breezy into Saturday morning. Here's Hurricane Helene now. It's a big storm. Winds 90 miles per hour, 700 miles wide. It's going to be moving over very warm water, and it could explode into a major hurricane as it makes landfall later today into the Big Bend of Florida. Maybe as a Category 4 storm, maybe winds in excess of 120 miles per hour, storm surge of around 15 feet. So it could be devastating for them. And then that storm moves basically right over Atlanta as a tropical storm, then a remnant low into the weekend across the Tennessee Valley. And that moisture gets caught up in the front. That brings us to rain Friday into Saturday. I think we'll see some peaks of sun on Saturday, but then still some moisture hanging around to early next week with an upper level low and that moisture from Helene, maybe up to a 1/2 inch or so of rain into Sunday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 80 today, and then much of Friday's dry. The rain moves in later in the day into the evening. Could be heavy at times, 78, and then a few showers Saturday. Some peaks of sun too, 81, and then cooler Sunday, 76 with more rain. That upper level low kind of spins through early next week with the rain and temperatures in the 70s. And then we finally dry it out by Wednesday, mostly cloudy and 74.
Thank you, Bob. This lifeguard chair that we are about to show you here was found on Fenwick Island's beaches this week.
How did it get there? It wasn't a Fenwick chair, wasn't a locals, wasn't from down the street. It actually made its way all on its own from New Jersey.
Yeah, that's crazy, Paige.
Yeah.
Coast TV news reporter Kevin Cepay shows us how the chair washed up on the coast and what's happening next.
When you're at the beach, you'll be sure to see a great view, some seagulls, and even some sea life. But what some people found this week was a red lifeguard chair that washed up on shore, something Fenwick Island local Craig Aiken was shocked to hear.
It's the first time I've ever heard of anything like that.
The Fenwick Island police say the lifeguard chair washed up on shore near Lewis Street on Monday.
We started an investigation. We put it out on our Facebook page. Hey, anybody know who uses red lifeguard chairs? And we were led to New Jersey.
Chief Morrissey says they've spoken with authorities in Ship Bottom, New Jersey, and he says rip currents brought the chair from there to Fenwick Island, which is a total of 118 miles. With the medical waste showing up on shore earlier this month, Aiken thinks there might be some connections.
I guess that makes you draw the conclusion or wonder if all the medical waste came from the same place, but somebody who got more knowledge about it, I'm sure, can figure that all out.
The Fenwick police stated that this was one of several New Jersey chairs lost at sea and hopes everyone at the beach stays alert. I'm Kevin Cepay in Fenwick Island, Coast TV News.
All right, it's 6:51 this morning. It's time now to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day, Blaze Baker. As you can see, this Baker loves to sleep and play. Looks like that dog is having fun outside. And Paige, when we showed Blaze in the first hour, you said it's a tiny little thing there.
He looks tiny, right? I mean,
I don't know if I don't know if it's the depth perception, but
I can't tell either.
He's a cute looking dog, and that was sent to us from Barb in Georgetown.
Thank you, Barbie. I can't tell because if he's on a bench, he looks like a little teeny tiny guy. But we do want to keep seeing all your pets on Delmarva. If they're big or if they're small, send us photos. Tell us what makes them so special.
Yeah, you can scan that QR code at the top of your screen, submit your furry friends to us here, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Be extra careful on your commute this morning. We're seeing fog, low clouds here. You can see them in Laurel. Also mid to high level clouds. All in all, just kind of cloudy today, warm and muggy, and then rain from Helene on Friday. That lasts on and off into the weekend and actually lingers into early next week. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness? If you've ever experienced the warning signs of bad circulation, then you need Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way. Soothe pain and calm restless legs. Reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet, and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable power plant, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Get your complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for just $79.99 and get free shipping. Plus, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
It's the incredible Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. You can get Red Dog for just $19.99. Breaking news: Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. Order now.
Call 1-800-519-7208. That's 1-800-519-7208 or visit byreddog.com. Call 1-800-519-7208 now.
As a comptroller of the state of Maryland, I view part of my job as identifying opportunities for people in every community across our state. And that's why I'm excited about Maryland Saves, a free and easy retirement savings option employers can offer their employees and make saving easier for Marylanders. Find out if your business qualifies for a $300 incentive and learn more about Maryland Saves at marylandsaves.com. Thanks, and see you soon.
It's now 6:55, and it's time for some things you need to know before you go. Today is the latest in Dewey Beach's efforts to stop their streets from flooding during periods of rain. The town's infrastructure committee could take action and recommend a proposal to the council from Beacon Engineering of Georgetown. Beacon's plan calls for 2 infiltration trenches to be constructed on Jersey Street. Town officials and people CoastTV spoke with over the summer say tidal gate systems that were installed to prevent flooding have not been working.
Tracking Helene, we have video of how the hurricane is already affecting states in the South Atlantic. This is Key West, Florida. High winds felt there. You can also see some powerful waves hitting that island. So all of Florida braces to be hit by a big hurricane. On Friday, President Biden's scheduled to spend his weekend along our coast. It's going to be his 11th visit to his North Shores home in the Rehoboth Beach area, and also the 4th consecutive weekend he'll be in his home state. Biden was at his home in Wilmington for the previous 3 visits this month. A temporary flight restriction goes into effect tomorrow afternoon. Developing news out of Milford, that's where winds could be changing when it comes to how that city's view of recreational marijuana is. About a year ago, council members and former mayor Archie Campbell seemed to be in favor of allowing cannabis businesses, but that may no longer be the case. On Wednesday, current mayor Todd Culotta told CoastTV News he is hoping for a marijuana ordinance which would ban recreational sales. It could do that. A public comment session on the proposal scheduled for next month. All right, it is 6:56. It's time for a look at your forecast before you head out your door. Yeah, a little bit warmer today, Bob, as I do see some 80-degree temperatures there.
Yeah, Matt, I know you're pining for that summer-like warmth, and I think we'll have it today, especially where the sun comes out. But watch out for areas of fog this morning. Take it a little slower, leave a little extra time to get to work. The clouds, and then I think we'll see some peaks of sun today. Highs in the lower 80s inland, and along the coast, you're into the mid to upper 70s. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, we are going to feel indirect effects from Helene, nothing like they're seeing in Florida. We'll be seeing the moisture from it Friday in the form of rain later in the day, 78. Some of that rain could linger into Saturday, 81, but I think we'll see some sun as well. And then some of that moisture from Helene gets caught up in the upper level low, brings more rain back Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then we finally dry it out Wednesday as October starts to look drier. Temperatures a little bit below average, and then 50s at night.
We'll take it, Bob. Thank you. And thank you for joining us on CoastTV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with CoastTV midday at 11, so stick around.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our CoastTV News and weather apps. Have a great Thursday morning, everybody.